I'm back. Sorry, it has been a while since I've uploaded. I had pneumonia and was kind of half dead for a while. Still kind of haven't got my voice back yet, but I'm well enough to make another video. So if you are new or haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the new subscribers that I gained without uploading anything. That was a little bit of a surprise when I saw that. So thank you for subscribing. And the titles are on the screen, and I'll get into it with an Am I the Asshole for making my husband take calls from his ex in the garage? Husband thinks I'm asserting myself in my house, but I feel it's for the best. Sorry if it's long trying to explain it well. Tell me if I'm being an asshole. Husband has 2 sons from a previous marriage. I have 2 daughters. Boys are 12 and 8, girls are 8 and 4. Bit of a Brady Bunch situation we got going on. My ex-husband and I co-parent very well. No big issues. Being in the same place was hard and took some family therapy, but for all my girls know, mum and dad are buddies. Husband and his ex, not so much. I'm usually on his side as she can be petty. She talks bad about us to the boys. Anyway, the boys don't quite see me as a mother figure, more like a buddy. I don't want to force it. The oldest cuddled up to me on the couch one night while Dad was working and asked if I liked his mum. I said, of course, she's a good mum and I got 2 cool kids out of the deal. He then starts to tell me a couple of things his mum has said about me, and that hurts his feelings when they argue, and that it's scary hearing his dad argue with his mum. He's about to be a teenager and I just said, your mum and dad are adults and should handle themselves better than that, but everyone loves you and your brother and that's why it gets heated. That was about it. Now, I can't control what goes on in that house, short of a court order saying to stop talking shit, but I do feel entitled telling husband to chill in my own. When husband got home, kids were asleep and I laid it all out, that they're hurting their kids and I get why he gets angry, but he needs to be an adult and quit perpetuating it. Every time she calls, there's an argument between the 2 of them, so I said, new rule, take that shit to the garage when she calls. He thinks I'm asserting myself and not letting him discuss matters with his ex in his own home, because it was my house previously. I told him I don't give a shit about him discussing matters with his ex, but I'm tired of hearing them argue in front of my kids and his own, and that's just going to be how it is here from now on until they can get it together. He's angry with me. I'm getting a "it's not your business" vibe, which he hasn't said, but anyways, I felt like I had to do something. Edit to say, I definitely do not want to paint him as a bad dad. Those kids adore him and they're totally his daddy's boys. They're soft-spoken and sweet, and so is he, but his ex says some pretty nasty things that would set anyone off properly. He said I'm making rules because I feel it's my house. It's not just my house, but I do also get a say about what happens around the kids and in the house. I feel like we've both made some pretty big efforts to make this everyone's house. I'm talking from an all-girl home to a place where boys are riding 4-wheelers in the woods. Garage is a workspace now. We're half princesses and puppies and the other half motorsports. Totally finished and decked out the basement for the oldest to have his own space away. Side note, another kid will take the other downstairs room when the girls get tired of sharing. Or the younger boy wants to be down there with his brother, not just shoving the boys in the basement. No, I don't think you're an asshole for that. You're just looking out for the kids. I mean, the kid has told you that it's distressing him when he hears his parents yelling. They should either use that as a wake-up call to stop yelling and sort their shit out, or they should at least be adult enough to not do it where the kids can hear it. Like, you don't have to be friends with your ex, but you have to be friendly. Like, it's only ever going to hurt the child. That's all that ever happens. Like, you can think you're doing the right thing for the kid, but they're going to end up hurt. So thank you for looking out for your partner's kids. Next one is, am I the asshole if I force my sister, who is a bridesmaid, to wear a dress to my wedding? My sister is a lesbian and she's been out for several years. It wasn't a very smooth process and she has a lot of emotional scars from the entire thing. One thing that she vowed was to never wear a dress again. She made this promise to herself a long time ago and said it was about not conforming again, like she had to do for her entire life before coming out. I want my sister to wear a bridesmaid dress to my wedding, as all the other bridesmaids are wearing. I have a certain vision for my wedding and it's been something I've been planning for a while. I have all of my bridesmaid dresses picked out already and I want everyone to look perfect. I thought that she would do this for me because we love each other a lot, and she said she would do whatever I needed for the wedding. However, she told me that she still didn't want to wear a dress. She said if it's something I absolutely want, then she would do it, but she wanted me to know how apprehensive and uncomfortable it made her. My soon-to-be husband said I shouldn't force her to do something like that. He said I was being bigoted. Am I the arsehole? Thanks for the feedback, everyone. I'm going to go forward by suggesting my sister wear a matching pantsuit or something similar. I want her to be by my side, so I'm not going to put her in a pantsuit and have her stand with the groomsmen. I'm definitely the arsehole, and I appreciate the perspective. Yeah, so I definitely think you're the arsehole in that situation. I am glad that you changed your mind after getting feedback from others, because it's kind of dickish knowing that she feels that specific feelings about dresses and being forced to wear them, and then kind of expecting her to do it anyway. It seems a little bit rude to me, but I'm glad that you have accepted your assholery and have decided to change your mind on that one. And the next one is, will I be the arsehole if I go on a trip to Europe with my ex-boyfriend and the girl with whom he cheated on me? Way more complex than I can put in title. Way background. Last fall, my ex-boyfriend and I purchased a European trip through a student travel company. Full-on plan to fly on the same flights. We were going to camp, overnight Eurorail and hostel, but we did book a couple of nights in Airbnbs in a really cool old hotel in Switzerland. In April, I caught him cheating red-handed. I didn't catch him in the act, but I saw some texts from a girl we then saw her coming out of his apartment in a total walk of shame moment, at 5 a.m. as I was stopping by to bring him breakfast before I started my clinical that day. He still denies it, but now they're dating, so yeah, denial you want, asshole. So at first he told me he wasn't going to Europe, and I was like, fine, I'll go by myself. My dad offered to help me out with the more expensive places to stay, and I was all set to go. Then my ex thought he could bully me out of going by buying his new girlfriend tickets on the same flights and then insisting I change the reservations on the hotels and Airbnb to his name. At first I thought it would be too awkward, so I tried to return or change my flights, and it was just such a pain in the ass, so I got frustrated and hung up. Then last week I had an epiphany that I didn't mess anything up, and I should not have to be the one to both miss out and incur extra expenses at the last minute to change stuff. I'm going. X is so pissed at me. He says that he'll pay for my ticket changes and that me being on the same flight as them is going to make it so awkward for him. As far as I know, our seats are still together and I'm not moving mine. Good luck to him. And that the nicer thing is to change my ticket, since he would have to change 2 tickets instead of just 1. He asked what about the hotel, and I said, well, that's a no-go. But since the Airbnbs are 2-room, he and his girlfriend can sublet from me. This made him so furious that I thought he was going to punch the wall of my apartment. I will openly admit that after him being such a jerk, part of me is really wanting to make him suffer through the awkwardness. And yes, I'm being vindictive, and thus maybe I'm being an asshole. Am I the asshole? Nope, he deserves it. So he cheats on you, says you can go on it, then buys his new girlfriend tickets on the same exact flight, knowing that you'll be on it, to then try and guilt you into changing yours. Nah, fuck that. That ain't on, sis. I wouldn't even let them stay in the Airbnb. They can find their own accommodation and do whatever they want, but I would be going with the original plans. That's his own fault for A, cheating on you, B, trying to manipulate you out of your holiday, and C, being a douche. Good job, sis, and I hope you have fun on your holiday. Next one is, am I the arsehole for using the word miscarry to beat my wife in Scrabble? For context, my wife and I have always been extremely competitive. It's an important part of our relationship, and she has gotten pissed at me in the past when she perceives that I've thrown a game intentionally to spare her the sadness of losing. Tonight, as we were playing Scrabble, I had the option to play the word miscarry to win the game. From what I could tell, there was no other words I could have played that would have resulted in me winning. Sadly, a few months she had a miscarriage, and it's still a sensitive topic. I chose to play the word, and she was super upset and hurt since I had the option to play the word. She is currently not speaking to me because I failed to immediately apologize. I think in the context of our relationship, she is overreacting. Am I the arsehole here? Edit. I have apologized profusely and did so pretty quickly after, not as I was playing the tiles. Regardless, looks like the consensus is pretty clear. Thankfully, she's a very forgiving woman. I do think you were a little bit out of line playing that one and not immediately apologizing, like as you were playing the tiles, knowing how it's still a sensitive topic and it's still like she's still grieving the loss of her unborn child. You should not have played that word. If she had have then got pissed thinking that you let her win, you could have been like, well, I wasn't going to play miscarry because I didn't want to do that to you. Or if you did want to play it, you know, sorry, like this is going to be a bad word, but it's the only way I can win and I don't want to let you win. Like they were your two options. I'm glad that she has forgiven you because it wasn't like a major, it's just very insensitive. But maybe you should probably think about things like that. Like, just avoid words that are going to intentionally upset people. It's stupid. And the last one for today, because I am slightly dying. Am I the asshole for not letting a couple look for their wedding ring on my farm? I sold some textbooks on Craigslist yesterday and a couple came to my farm to pick them up. I guess they lost their wedding ring or band somewhere in the path walking from their car to my house. They didn't notice for about an hour after they left, so they returned and started looking. They didn't ask me to look around, but I didn't have a problem with it. It became a problem when they were still here an hour and a half later, combing through my front yard. I run the farm with employees and trucks going in and out, and it was causing a nuisance, so I asked them to leave. I told them I'd keep an eye out, I just can't have them disrupting my business like this. The wife/fiancé left in tears, and the boy had some choice words, but they relented and left. Was I the asshole? No, I mean, you gave them an hour and a half to look for it. That's a decent amount of time when they were in the way of like vehicles and stuff for your business. Like that's understandable. I mean, you gave them an hour and a half. It's not like you're just going to be like, nope, I'm not even going to look out for it kind of thing. And there is an update. Just as an update, I found the ring this evening thanks to the tip of using a flashlight at night. I've contacted the couple and they're coming tomorrow. Hopefully the husband/boyfriend apologises for his rude comments. To give an idea of the layout, I have a narrow driveway, one lane at best, that passes the house and goes further down to the farm. I employ 3 people, 2 of which drive trucks in and out every 30 minutes or so, pickup trucks. I also have a few dogs that roam around. Horses are kept separate. I just worry about liability, dog bite, trip and fall, etc. Not that these are common or even probable, it's just a fact of running a business. I'm liable for injury on my property by a stranger or employee. It also disrupts the flow of work. The couple, when a truck approached to come in, asked they wait a few minutes while they continued looking in fear of the ring becoming damaged. It wasn't. I really can't have waiters for hours at a time blocking the main entry point to my place of business. The place they were searching was maybe 50 by 50 feet. They parked in a small parking area, walked around, looked at the horses nearby, then came inside. We didn't leave my front foyer. I'm glad that you found the ring and you went out looking for it. Like, that was nice of you to do that and then let them know so that they can find it. I do hope that they apologise for being rude to you. Like I said before, you went and, let them look for an hour and a half. It was just getting like a bad time for them to do it while your business was open. So good job finding it. No, I don't think you're an asshole. And that is it for today. If you agree, disagree, let me know and why or why not. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you are new or haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next one.